Hello everyone, and how you doing today? Now, the political reform is finally here. Hasn't been fully made official. It's still work in progress, but this is what I got so far. We got classes of the empire. We got an actual political system. As you can see, the flag is there, but it looks a little bit different. We'll get to that though. Now, the classes of the empire. The most obvious one is the ruling class. There's no subsection for it, as you can see, but there's the nobility. They have a subsection of the lesser and the higher, but we'll get to that. Merchant and obviously working. Now we'll get to working class first. The working class. Your average worker, not so wealthy, just in general, just doesn't have much influence. Then there's a higher part of that society, where it would be technically your middle class, but they have influence within the empire. Your merchants, your local, probably 1-2 store owners, those type of people, like an ice cream shop or whatever. And then the Imperial class, which is, things like those popular, grocery stores and stuff. Similar to, Walmart. Then there's your nobility. Now this is a little more tricky, because the nobility in this one is connected with the military. Now, the nobility have the lessers. There's the lesser nobility, then there's the higher nobility. The lesser nobility is the ones that they don't have to join the military, mind you. But if there are military actions and they are called to join, they are likely going to be the soldier and the officers, the lesser nobility. The higher nobility, obviously the potential to become government, which would go straight to ruling class. Mind you, these ones can also become part of this. The merchant and the working class could become a ruling class member. But the higher would be ones with generals, governor, local lords and whatnot. And then the ruling class. Now, the ruling class is obviously the ones who rule. I am trapped in this, unless I resign as emperor. Now, let's go to the political system. Now, you obviously got your upper right, your lower right, upper left, lower left. Authoritarian, libertarian. Now these 3 dots, you may be wondering what this is. These 3 dots literally represent the 3 different classes. Now, the emperor's role is to not be any political party except its own. This diamond represents the imperial royal, party. So, the royalist party, you could say. Now, it says here, so it could explain it to you a little good. Sorry for my writing, I'm terrible. For every corner on the political scale, there could be up to 3 parties each. So, if you want to go crazy and have a fascist party here, go right ahead. So, your general nationalism, your authoritarian conservative, or, a royalist, monarchist party, which is pretty much mine, but mine's in its own category, as you can see. There's also, the anarchist capitalist area, anarcho-capitalism. is pretty much in this area. You can have regular conservatism, whatever you want there. Same idea, your liberal. Oh crap! Sorry, it's a little windy out here, fellas. Your leftists are here. You could have a communist party here or whatever. Doesn't matter. It's all up to the people. But anyway, I'll get into that later. I just need more citizenry. I need more ideas, and I need people to start making parties. And also, the reason why these three dots are here is because working class, the merchant class, and the nobility, they get to vote in anyone from these four squares. Or they can have my own picked ministers, my own picked politicians. They can vote them in too. It's possible. But that's how this political thing works. And for the overall thing, there will be three places for ministers. The minister of the people, the minister of the merchants, and the minister of the nobility. And I get to pick, me and my, you know what? I have no idea. The people get to vote on which one of the three get to lead the entire thing. And if no one can come to agreement, then I will place someone that will represent all three. And they will come up with the ideals. They will come out with the, they'll have everything organized. They'll have the people's wishes, and the merchants' wishes, and the nobility's wishes. It's pretty much like having a president or prime minister, and then instead of having one guy to help them out, like a co-leader or vice president, there would be like 3 vice presidents, and then one of those 3 get picked. And if none of them get picked at all, then I get to pick the president that lead them all. But these 3 are the most important people in this scale, in the ruling class, besides myself. And as for myself, I can say one thing about this. And that's that it's a constitutional monarchy, but it's different. It's like where the leader has more power than your average constitutional monarchy. So if I say, yeah, no, this person ain't getting into power, that person is not getting into power. And there's a reason for that. It's because I have not the absolute right as a monarchy to do it, but it's like I'm a permanent president, but an emperor, and it's my role to make sure things go smoothly in the elections. It's my, I have to make sure everything runs well with the 3 classes. I have to make sure there's no separatism on the rise, because there could be separatism. There could be, someone trying to overthrow me, someone trying to, say if I established a full-on nation, a permanent population, say 100,000 men, women, children, whatever. Well, one of those classes didn't like a certain group of those people and wanted to kill them all, like genocide. Yeah, well, I'm going to definitely intervene. That's why I'm allowing fascism to exist in that. I'm allowing communism to exist. But there's one thing that I will not allow, is a dictatorship. Is because I can pick and choose, and I can choose who can be in cabinet. I can choose if you're allowed to stay in for as long as whatever. If there's a state of emergency, well, it's because I called it, and all the ministers are kicked out, and my own men are placed in. That's how it's gotta work.